as I was writing Definition Please, it was always set in Greensburg. I always envisioned my parents' home, the childhood home that I grew up in, to be the location. And as I wrote the locations into the script, I could envision them around Greensburg. I really have a love for Greensburg and the town that I grew up in. We actually didn't go into Pittsburgh that much. So, we didn't have cars or whatever, but we had a lot of fun growing up in Greensburg and around the area. And a lot of my projects, a lot of my scripts are set in that general area. I'm pitching a TV show right now that's set in Youngwood, which is right near Greensburg. And that's where I went to elementary school. I grew up going to the Hindu temple in Penn Hills and Murraysville, and went to Hindu temple camp every summer. So I have a script that's set in Lake Erie about Indian American, camp. And so I have a lot of projects that I would love to go back to Pittsburgh/Greensburg/Western Pennsylvania for.
Sujata, to that point, how are you working with the producers and your team to hire the crew for your movies?
Yeah, we did end up finding crew in Pittsburgh that were PAs and gaffers and lighting technicians and such. And they were great. Everyone on set was really, really amazing.
So I Need Black Friends was a show that I started thinking about when I lived in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is not the most diverse place. So that's an idea that I revisited last summer. And, in thinking about that script, it's about a young Black programmer who is based in Pittsburgh and realizes she doesn't really have any other Black friends, and she sets out to make some. And I think the fact that it was set in Pittsburgh was something that attracted a lot of people to it. I think a lot of the stories that we see are often New York or LA based, for good reason. They're fine cities or whatever, but I think that they really liked that it was set in Pittsburgh because it wasn't a place that they'd seen before. And I think just kind of in talking to them about my experiences in Pittsburgh, and just telling them a little bit about the city, they were kind of like, oh, this is actually a very cool location.
I was already writing scripts, but I think they didn't really have a specific point of view. They were kind of generic and general. So Issa was saying, I'm writing my Black girl story. Sujata, you got to write your brown girl story and get that out there. And then I was like, yeah, there is a complete audience that is not being serviced on my end as well. And so those are first generation diaspora stories of, Indian Americans. And you don't see those very often. You see Never Have I Ever. And it's like, okay, what else is out there? So that was what I started doing. I started being very specific in what I was writing, my pilots, my features, and that's what started to get sold. And I was finding my voice. And it was through Awkward Black Girl that the rest of us in the cast and crew, also found our specific voices.